So here we are for our mini study day and AGM. I think I'd first like to say that breathing retraining is really quite a current thing. There's a lot going on at the moment, and I think one of the things that has furthered this really is the Breath book by James Nestor. There's a whole chapter there on Buteyko. I mean, it's almost a reference book. It's got so much in it, and a lot of people have been talking about it to me, and I think people are talking about it generally. I'd also like to congratulate Claire and other Buteyko teachers on the work they're doing with research, especially looking at children. As it says in one of these reports, children with asthma should be managed using a holistic, patient-centred approach. And we have Claire, Charlotte and Mim, paediatric physios, teaching children with asthma, who are now running our new online teacher training course. So really, really big well done, and we'll be hearing more about that later on. And I wanted to just show you, that I don't expect you to read all this, but I just wanted you to see that these 4 papers are all 2021, 2021, 2019, 2021, and we've got Claire here and Charlotte and Claire here. So these things are very current. There's also work going on by other Buteyko teachers. Sleep apnea, for example, breathing re-education, Buteyko can help. We know it can help. Another topic that's been recently looked at, vocal cord disorder, or sometimes it's called exercise-induced laryngeal obstruction. All sorts of names for similar things here. Again, I've got some papers here which you can obviously stop the tape and have a look at, but this is Patrick McEwen writing about sleep apnea, the Buteyko teacher, not of our group, Buteyko teacher in Ireland, Rosalba Courtney, who is a member of our group, has written the paper 2017. And this is Hadas Golan, she's a speech therapist trained in Buteyko, and she's writing about, again, the vocal fold motion. So one point I wanted to make was there's lots of interest, but Buteyko is rarely called Buteyko. I think this is partly because researchers don't want to be almost advertising products, and Buteyko sounds like something that somebody owns. It's a product, like you're advertising a certain cream or a certain potion, whereas you're talking about the thing that it does. So we're doing aspects of breathing retraining.
I think you're absolutely right in that it's often called other things, and I just wonder in the current climate, actually, whether as soon as we stop talking all things Russian, unfortunately, that's perhaps going to have a negative
Although, of course, Dr Buteyko was Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's thank you for putting me right on that one. Yeah, I would say that I use it every day in my practice, and so it's really interesting to see the broader implications, if you like, for using it as part of our practice, and it's really nice to see that the research is widening.
I was just going to mention, so we've currently, it's been in the pipeline for, it's gone out to public consultation, but we're about to release the British Thoracic Society clinical statement for managing respiratory problems in athletes, and a lot of it focuses around exercise-induced laryngeal obstruction, ILO. So just to let everyone know, to just be aware of that we've also submitted it to the thorax. So hopefully something will come back from that as well.
If it's rarely called Buteyko breathing, what then is like a catch-all phrase for this breathing technique?
So maybe Martin, you're thinking of something like breathing retraining or something like that.
Yes, I mean something generic.
So maybe you should have a sort of catch line, sort of Buteyko - breathing retraining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think originally it was the kind of purists said we must keep calling it Buteyko because that's where it first originated with Professor Buteyko.
I've always been quite keen to keep the name, because in a way it describes sort of what we do, which is a program of something which progresses. Because I think what happens quite a lot is that bits of Buteyko are incorporated into people's practices and used, which is great, you know, like the stop cough or various other things. But I think if, like, you know, at some point we need to think about the fact that there is this kind of program of progression once a week, changing exercises, you know, that kind of, which is Buteyko, I think, in its essence, or, you know, some of the exercises. It's important, I think.
I personally like, you know, having the title of it as Buteyko, and even if you added on like the breathing retraining, because I feel like it's actually become a lot more well known, and it's been talked about on sort of national and international conferences. And I don't meet many people who haven't really heard of Buteyko.